Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai,
Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. बोलिए हरि नाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय, जगत गुरु प्रसाद की जय। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So I am welcoming all of you for Bhagavad-Gita class, and today's verse is Bhagavad-Gita chapter 7 verse 15. So this is very important verse, and Lord Krishna, he talks in previous verse that his material energy, it is very difficult to cross Bhautika Prakriti. But those who are surrender soul, for them it is very easy to cross. But after that he's saying in this verse, who cannot surrender to Lord Krishna, and then those people are known as Duskritina. So 4 kind of Duskritina. And then after next verse he will describe 4 kind of pious people. They are the Sukritina, favorable to the Bhakti. So we will read the verse, and then it is going to be a group task. Gitamala Mataji, she will be reading one paragraph, and so it is a teamwork. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
And we will not, we should go for several times readings, recitation.
We can chant at least one time, and then people can repeat, so they can. Yeah.
Correct. Namam duskritino mudha.
Namam duskritino mudha.
Prapadyante naradhama.
Prapadyante naradhama.
Mayaya pahata jnanam.
Mayaya paharata jnana.
Asuram bhavam ashrita.
Asuram bhavam ashrita.
Namam duskritino mudha.
Namam duskritino mudha.
Prapadyante naradhama.
Prapadyante naradhama.
Mayaya pahata jnana.
Mayaya paharata jnana.
Asuram bhavam ashrita.
Asuram bhavam ashrita.
Mataji, go ahead.
Namam dushkritino mudha
Namam dushkritino mura
prapadyante naradhama
prapadante naradhama
Maya paharata jnana
maya paratagana
asuram bhavamashritaha.
Asura.
ashuram bhavam ashritaha. Namam dushkritino mura
Namam dushkritino mudha
prapadante naradhama
prapadyante
Prapadyante
naradhama
maya paratagana
Mayaya
Maya paharata jnana
ashuram bhavam ashritaha.
asuram bhavamashritaha.
Namam dushkritino mudha
Nama
Namam dushkritino mudha
prapadyante naradhamaah
Prapadyante
prapadyante naradhamaha
maya parata jnana
Maya
Maya
paharata jnana
asuram bhavamashritaah.
Asuram.
asuram bhavamashritaha.
Anyone else? Okay. So word by word meaning. No, not.
No, not.
Mam, unto me.
Mom, unto me.
Duskritinaha, miscreants.
Dushkritinaha, miscreants.
Mudhaha, foolish.
Mudaha, foolish.
Prapadyante, surrender.
Prapadyante, surrender.
Naradhamaha, lowest among mankind.
Naradhamaha, lowest among mankind.
Mayaya, by the illusory energy.
Maya, by the illusory energy.
Apahrit, stolen.
Aparata, stolen.
Jnanaha, whose knowledge.
Jnanaha, whose knowledge.
Ashuram, demoniac.
Asuram, demonic.
Bhavam, nature.
Bhavam, nature.
Asritaha, accepting.
Ashritaha, accepting.
So translation and purport given by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and whose partake of the atheistic nature of demons do not surrender unto me. So Mudha, Naradhama, Maya Pahat Jnanam, and then Asurim Bhavam. 4 kind of people, they don't surrender unless they are getting a very, very special mercy from the devotee of the Lord. Lord is not accepting all of them, but as he mentioned in the Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 9, that he is saying to the Arjuna, Nami Bhakta Pranasati, O Arjuna, go and boldly declare, my devotee will never perish. So, by the mercy of the devotee, they will be able to come to the Krishna. Otherwise, there is no chance for them. This chapter has the, before reading the purport, we will go a little bit background. So I have the 6 sections. First is just here, hearing about the Krishna, Sravana. Because when we have heard about the someone, then we do try to develop the relationship. And more we will hear, either hate or have the love. So the way we do hear, and if we do hear from the proper bona fide place, and that hearing will bring closer to the Krishna. So that 1 to 3 and then 4 to 12, knowing Krishna's material and spiritual energy. He's saying para prakriti. And then third section is 13 to 14. Krishna controls the modes. So surrender. Nothing is in our under control. And then fourth section where we are, it starts from 15 to 19. The impious never surrenders and pious do. So 4 kind of men never surrenders and 4 kind of men do surrender. So Mudha, Naradhama, Mayaya, Pahat Jnanam, and Asurim Bhavam, these 4 people never surrenders, and then Arth, Artharthi, Jigyasu, and Jnani. These do surrender. Among those, Jnani are the best one. And then 20 to 25 surrender to demigods and impersonalism. And then after that, Krishna is talking about the bewildered men, 26, and then to 30, freedom from material nature by knowing the Krishna. So we will go by verse, and there is a link between 14 to 15. In the verse 14, Krishna is describing Devi Yesa Gunamai Mam Maya Duratya Mame Va Ye Prapadyanti Maya Im Tam Tarantite. So the divine energy of mind, consisting of 3 modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. So after that, he's saying who don't surrender, 4 kind of people. So Mataji, can you read this?
Sure. So purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
It is said in the Bhagavad-Gita that simply by surrendering oneself unto the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Krishna, one can surmount the stringent laws of material nature. At this point, a question arises. How is it that educated philosophers, scientists, businessmen, administrators, and all the leaders of ordinary men do not surrender to the lotus feet of Krishna, the all-powerful personality of Godhead? Mukti, or liberation from the laws of material nature, is sought by the leaders of mankind in different ways and with great plans and perseverance for a great many years and births. But if that liberation is possible by simply surrendering unto the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then why don't these intelligent and hardworking leaders adopt this simple method?
So that question mark he's bringing here, Srila Prabhupada, that Bhagavad Gita is simply saying, Lord Krishna is saying, surrender unto me. But because of the Ichha and Dves, we came to this material world and to become the God. But our original constitution position is Jivera Swarupa Hoy Krishnera Nityadas. So we are eternally servant of the Lord. Servant cannot become the master. So eternally we have to serve to the Lord, but Lord Krishna has given us free will so that he doesn't interfere in between free will. But he gives special favor to the devotee also. It means he changes his free will according to his own way, the way devotee surrenders. But he doesn't interfere. But he gives the right direction in other sense, we can say that. And this 4 kind of people Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is describing very intelligently, that he is saying that the falsely intelligent, consisting of the animalistic humans engrossed solely in material pleasure, the condemned humans who give up bhakti after practicing it, means Naradhama. Naradhama is Adhama among the Nara, means human, and Adhama means lowest among the men. The deluded theist who thinks my body as Krishna is material, and the demon who attacks my form physically or by philosophy, do not surrender to me. So this is very clearly he's saying, giving the definition of the who is the Muda, means falsely intelligent, consisting of animalistic life. What animal does? Srila Prabhupada is going to give the wonderful explanation afterwards. So just I wanted to clear that from the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur what he's saying. Okay, next paragraph.
The Gita answers this question very frankly. Those really learned leaders of society like Brahma, Shiva, Kapila, the Kumaras, Manu, Vyasa, Devala, Asita, Janaka, Prahlad, Bali, and later on Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, Sri Chaitanya, and many others who are faithful philosophers, politicians, educators, scientists, etc., surrender to the lotus feet of the Supreme Person, the all-powerful authority. Those who are not actually philosophers, scientists, educators, administrators, etc., but who pose themselves as such for material gain, do not accept the plan or path of the Supreme Lord. They have no idea of God. They simply manufacture their own worldly plans and consequently complicate the problems of material existence in their vain attempts to solve them. Because material energy, nature, is so powerful, it can resist the unauthorized plans of the atheists and baffle the knowledge of planning commissions.
Wow. That's why there is no peace.
Yes.
United Nation is made for the peace, but there is no peace. Because we remove the Krishna from the center and we became in the center. But Srila Prabhupada is giving those who are authorized philosopher, because term has come Mayaya Pahata Jnanam, means whose knowledge is stolen by the illusory energy of the Lord. But here, those who are in pure knowledge, and Srila Prabhupada is giving the example of Brahma, Shiva, Kapila, four Kumaras, and Deval, Asita, and other authority, Mahajanas, all those people, and then modern days Mahajanas, Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, Lord Chaitanya, all of them are the philosopher, politician, educators, scientists, all those, they are the authority, they have accepted authority. And we should come to that those people those who are connected to the authority, then we will know what is the actual things. But we are into the vein, it is very difficult to go, because we do feel I am the most intelligent because of that nature. And we came here in this material world to lordship over. So why to hear from others? That is the major thing. And Lord Krishna is sanctioning for that to also to enjoy it. And under the control of the Durga Devi. She is providing all facilities. But we are going from one uni to different unis. And then one planet to another planet, lower, upper, and all those things. And It is like a Ferris wheel going up, going down. We are trapped in this material world. So all of our planning, commission, and all those things are gone. Because,
Yeah.
yes, Mataji, you are
No,
saying something.
and all the politicians and everybody these days are building huge houses with marble bathrooms and things like that for themselves. They are not concerned about the praja or the citizens at all, you know. So they're
Correct.
really false authorities, you know, who have no concern for either philosophy or Krishna or anything for that matter. They're just completely into sense gratification.
Exactly. That's what Lord Rishabhadev, he's teaching to his sons that Guru Nasasyat 5.5.18 Guru Nasasyat Swajano Nasasyat Pita Nasasyat Janani Nasasyat Daivam Nasasyat Patischana Sasasyat Na Mocha Yedya Samupet Mrityum, means one who cannot deliver his dependent, all those people, means Guru, then Swajan, Abhivavak, and then father, mother, Devata, and then Pati, all those, they cannot, because is dependent from the path of repeated birth and death, should never become a spiritual master, a father, a husband, a mother, are worshipable demigods. So it is a big responsibility, but we came here to enjoy in this material world, and that's why we do forget our whole responsibility. Srila Prabhupada will explain wonderfully later on at the when baby is not born, how he's praying, and after that, what is the effect of that. Yes, you are. Mother, she's asking, there is no name of the Patni, so mother's name is there. So role is the mother. Mother is his first spiritual master, is the Guru is the mother only.
Right.
It's not
Yeah.
for Pati.
No.
Okay.
Patni, meaning of Patni is Bharya, Ardhangini, half part. It means that is her duty is to follow her husband. But
Yeah.
husband has to be in this category.
Right. Right.
That is also there. Husband has to be in this category, means has to have the highly elevated platform.
Right. Srila Prabhupada said he actually gave initiation to women because in this age, there are many of the husbands are not in this category.
Exactly. No, even there is a role change has been there. So husband
Right.
is acting like a wife and wife is acting like a husband.
Yeah, that
So
too. Yeah, that's
yeah,
definitely there. And then also in this day and age, I mean, there's so much divorce and so many other things that if a woman wants to achieve, going back to Godhead, Srila Prabhupada was compassionate. He wanted to
correct.
help. He wanted to help anyone who wanted to go back, and he knew in this age there was no facility for all women to follow an ideal husband.
Exactly. Because in Kalau Sudra Sambhava, it is mentioned in the scripture. So in Kali Yuga, we are born as a labor class. And we have to elevate ourselves to come to the upper stage of the society or to the topmost beyond the social order, bhakta. So that required, there is a huge role of the mother, because first Guru is the mother, not the father. afterwards father, because the child is connected to the mother. And then after that, his connection is to the father, and then to the family member. It goes like that. And then to the society, to the whole world. So Patni's role is very important role to have the ideal husband, to serve in such a way that husband has to become the devotee. If he is not devotee, but still he can become the devotee. I think Srila Prabhupada's sister, her husband was very offensive, and Srila Prabhupada, he told her that just serve nicely. And then she was doing that. And afterwards, very late, he realized, and then he asked for forgiveness. I think. So service attitude has to be there, not to become the spiritual master, according to the Shastra, not my own.
That is true.
Women's role in the society is they are the root of the whole society. That's what in Bhagavad-Gita chapter 1, Krishna Arjuna has describing about if those elderly people will be away, and then in the society no one is there, and then women will be polluted, and then unwanted progeny will be there. And that's why it is important to have a proper way of living. But nowadays it is gone, everything.
Can I speak now?
Changing.
Can I speak more?
No, we have to finish this chapter,
Okay.
not talking about the Patni stuff.
Okay. You are talking about woman, not
No.
Patni. That's why I am asking.
No, that's why I told I'm talking about women means their role. I am born from the woman. This body is for the soul, there is no men and women. That is the problem. Soul is Sachidanand. If someone is thinking I'm man, I'm woman, then that person is in illusion. There is no bodily conceptions. Only Sachidananda. Then there is service attitude to serve to the Lord. And there is a relationship between wife and husband. It means there is a huge changes are there. We have to become the servant to serve to the husband or to the wife. And that way our ego will be going down, down, down to come to service attitude. That is the way of living, the Vedic way of marriage life.
Right.
So,
I mean, the husband has to take care of the wife nicely, and the
yeah.
wife has to serve the husband nicely. Yes, both.
And also the rest of ego, Mataji, not
yes,
to go to the divorce, to
Yeah.
live together,
right.
to serve together.
Yeah, and the word for marriage in Sanskrit is kalyanam, right? Kalyanam.
Yes.
So kalyanam means actually welfare of all of society, not just your not just your family unit, not even just your larger family. It's kalyanam of all society. So marriage means so now in today, and also it doesn't mean your personal sense gratification.
No.
Now marriage has become a question of personal sense gratification.
Exactly.
If you're not personally gratified and your senses are not properly taken care of, then divorce. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
whereas in the Vedic days, even if there was some discrepancy between the two married couples, they would not just think of their personal sense gratification.
Exactly.
They would think of about the larger unit and larger society also. So they lived in harmony in spite of some discrepancies between their natures or something like that.
And those discrepancy was considered very small. Like when we are walking on the path, there may be some stone or something is coming, and we have to go together. That was like that. But now it is independent.
And if even if one of them has some kind of a service attitude, it brings
Exactly.
down the ego of the other.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji. Sorry about that. So we can
I'm
go.
just saying that in today's world, people think of just individual sense gratification and not in terms of a larger society. And, people don't even think about their small unit of family anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's just my personal sense gratification. That's it.
Recently, I heard in somewhere that mother killed the baby because husband and wife, they had the not good relationship, and husband were very much attached to the baby son, and then she killed her own son to give the pain to the husband.
That's only one instance. There are so many instances. One mother killed her children because she wanted her freedom and she wanted to leave her husband and marry again. Someone else. She was in love with someone else who didn't really want the children, so she kills the children. Yeah, if mother herself is killing the children, we should recognize the ghor Kali Yuga is coming.
Okay, so next paragraph.
Okay. The atheistic plan makers are described herein by the word dushkratina, or miscreants. Kriti means one who has performed meritorious work. The atheist plan maker is sometimes very intelligent and meritorious also, because any gigantic plan, good or bad, must take intelligence to execute. But because the atheist brain is improperly utilized in opposing the plan of the Supreme Lord, the atheistic plan maker is called Dushkriti, which indicates that his intelligence and efforts are misdirected.
So it means they are bringing havoc to the society. In others.
Yeah, we find most of the people who are doing wrong are quite intelligent, like
Correct. Big problem. So I can say just only one word, that big havoc to the society. They are not bringing the good thing, means welfare to the society. Instead of doing the welfare, they are thinking they are doing, but it is bringing some other things in the society. Okay, so next paragraph.
In the Gita, it is clearly mentioned that material energy works fully under the direction of the Supreme Lord. He has no independent authority. It has no independent authority. It works as the shadow moves in accordance with the movements of the object. But still, material energy is very powerful, and the atheist, due to his godless temperament, cannot know how it works, nor can he know the plan of the Supreme Lord. Under illusion and the modes of passion and ignorance, all his plans are baffled, as in the case of Hiranyakashipu and Ravana, whose plans were smashed to dust, although they were both materially learned as scientists, philosophers, administrators, and educators. These dushkritinas, or miscreants, are of 4 different patterns as outlined below.
Wow. So including Ravana and Hiranyakashipu, how Hiranyakashipu, he tried just his plan only, that he should become the more immortal, and then he had all kind of booms he received, but still, because the person who has born after 6 changes, definitely it is going to die before also, but 6 changes are there. He has to born, then grow up, maintain body, produce the child, means offsprings or byproduct. And then after that, body will be maintained and then is slowly deteriorating and finally dying. So they had the all kind of plan and to become the mortal, but their plan was smashed. So whatever intelligent, that's why it is mentioned if Krishna is the most intelligent. Bhagavan means 6 opulences, Aishwarya. So one is he is the most intelligent. So even though other people will think their intelligent plan, but sometimes among the devotee also, most of the intelligent devotee will think to do something, and then afterwards, if it is not aligned to the Krishna's plan, their plan will be smashed fully. It has to be aligned under the authority, and then really we are following the principles to please the Guru, Srila Prabhupada and Krishna. That question has to be right. If it is not, then our whole plan will be going in different directions. But if it is aligned to that, then no problem will come up, there will be success. And if there is no success, still Krishna will be pleased. That person has tried from his side. But that is considered to be the bhakti. So it becomes the nitya, everlasting, even though it is not success. So there is no success or failure on transcendental platform. Okay, Mataji, we can go to next because we have to read a lot.
Yeah. The Mudas are those who are grossly foolish, like hard-working beasts of burden. They want to enjoy the fruits of their labor by themselves, and so do not want to part with them for the supreme. The typical example of the beast of burden is the ass. This humble beast is made to work very hard by his master. The ass does not really know for whom he works so hard day and night. He remains satisfied by filling his stomach with a bundle of grass, sleeping for a while under fear of being beaten by his master, and satisfying his sex appetite at the risk of being repeatedly kicked by the opposite party. The ass sings poetry and philosophy sometimes, but this braying sound only disturbs others. This is the position of the foolish, fruitive worker who does not know for whom he should work. He does not know that karma, action, is meant for yajna, sacrifice. In other words, yajna is Krishna, or Vishnu,
It is the satisfaction of the Krishna. Or Vishnu, meaning of yajna is Vishnu or Krishna. But to satisfy the Krishna, and that has to be under the guidance also. Otherwise, we will try to satisfy our own self. We don't know what kind of mental concoction is going on. So it may looks like, oh, I am doing that, satisfying to the Krishna, but which direction it is going, don't know. So that's why it is important to have the Guru. And for them, they are not ready to accept anything because they think this is my world. And I am fully satisfied by all those ahara, bhaya, nidra, and methuna. So for them, there is no hope. But there is a hope by the mercy of the devotee of the Lord. Otherwise, there is no hope. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he is saying, do not the wise then surrender unto you. Yes, those who are wise surrender to me, but those who only think themselves wise do not. because they are grossly attached to the body only. That's what he is saying. Dushta means evil or spoiled, and Kritina means clever. Here it is different. He is giving clever, spoiled, clever. Those who have evil intelligence, Duskritina, are of four types. One is Mudha, the fool equal to an animal. So right now we are reading, they are just like an animal. They will work day and night, and then from morning 8 o'clock, and then going home 8 o'clock. And what we need just only to maintain the body and to have some maintenance purpose. Only that much is required, but we are going to increasing, and it is like a putting a fuel into the fire, and it is not coming anything, and we forgot what is the karma and for what it is meant. So he's saying one who is the mudha, the fool equal to an animal, he pursue only animalistic enjoyment through his work. It is said, Nunam Devin, he nihata ye chachuta katha sudam hitva srinuvanti asadagataha purisham eva vid bhujaha, because they are averse to the nectar of the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are compared to stool-eating hogs. They give up hearing and transcendental activities of the Lord and indulge in hearing of the abominable activities of materialistic persons. Because effect of hearing is very important, what kind of things we are hearing. But Mudha, no, I don't want to hear. I'm very satisfied by my own. That is the way they do think, and they do hear some nonsense stuff. Okay, so Mataji, next one. Sorry, it may take long. So I hope.
No, that's okay. Did we finish? No, we didn't finish this, right? Yeah. Most often, those who work very hard day and night to clear the burden of self-created duties say they have no time to hear of the immortality of the living being. So, to such mudas, material gains which are destructible are life's all in all. Despite the fact that mudas enjoy only a very small fraction of the fruit of labor, sometimes they spend sleepless days and nights for fruitive gain. And although they may have ulcers or indigestion, they are satisfied with practically no food. They are simply absorbed in working hard day and night for the benefit of illusory masters. Ignorant of their real master, the foolish workers waste their valuable time serving mammon. Unfortunately, they never surrender to the supreme master of all masters, nor do they take time to hear of him from the proper sources. The swine, or the pig, who eat the night soil do not care to accept sweetmeats made of sugar and ghee. Similarly, the foolish worker will untiringly continue to hear of the sense enjoyable tidings of the flickering mundane world, but will have very little time to hear about the eternal living force that moves the material world.
So there is no hope for that, because Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad-Gita, Param Drishtva Nivartati. So if we will get the attachment toward the higher test, Param means higher, absolute test, then only we can give up the lower test. But if our hands are fully occupied and we don't want to give up the things, lower things, what we have in our hand, then how we can pick the higher things. So that is the situation of the Moodhas. They don't want to hear, just they are satisfied among themselves. It means they are bodily conception of grossly so much attached, they don't want to hear apart from the bodily conception of the life. That's what I am thinking. You can add some point, Mataji.
That's okay. We'll continue. There's only a few minutes left.
Yeah.
Another class of Dushkriti or miscreant is called the Naradhama, or the lowest of mankind. Nara means human being and Adhama means the lowest. Out of the 8,400,000 different species of living beings, there are 400,000 human species. Out of these, there are numerous lower forms of human life that are mostly uncivilized. The civilized human beings are those who have regulative principles of social, political, and religious life. Those who are socially and politically developed, but who have no religious principles, must be considered Naradhamas. Nor is religion without God religion, because the purpose of following religious principles is to know the supreme truth and man's relation with him. In the Gita, the personality of Godhead clearly states that there is no authority above him and he is the supreme truth. The civilized form of human life is meant for man's reviving the lost consciousness of his eternal relation with the supreme truth. The personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, who is all powerful, whoever loses this chance is classified as a Naradama. We get information from revealed scriptures that when the baby is in the mother's womb, an extremely uncomfortable situation, he prays to God for deliverance and promises to worship him alone as soon as he gets out. To pray to God when he is in difficulty is a natural instinct in every living being because he is eternally related with God. But after his deliverance, the child forgets the difficulties of birth and forgets his deliverer also, being influenced by Maya, the illusory energy. It is the duty of the guardians of children to revive the divine consciousness dormant in him. The 10 processes of reformatory ceremonies, as enjoined in Manusmriti, which is the guide of the religious principles. These are the samskaras they're talking about, the reformatory ceremonies, are meant for reviving God consciousness in the system of Varnashrama. However, no process is strictly followed now in any part of the world, and therefore 99.9% of the population is Naradama. When the whole population, let's finish this Naradama.
Yes.
When the whole population becomes Naradama, naturally all their so-called education is made null and void by the all-powerful energy of physical nature. According to the standard of the Gita, a learned man is he who sees on equal terms the learned Brahmana, the dog, the cow, the elephant, and the dog eater. That is the vision of a true devotee. Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who is the incarnation of Godhead as divine master, delivered the typical Naradamas, the brothers Jagai and Madai, and showed how the mercy of a real devotee is bestowed upon the lowest of mankind. So Naradama, who is condemned by the personality of Godhead, can again revive his spiritual consciousness only by the mercy of a devotee. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in propagating the Bhagavad Dharma or activities of the devotees, has recommended that people submissively hear the message of the personality of Godhead. The essence of this message is Bhagavad-Gita. The lowest among human beings can be delivered by the submissive hearing process only. But unfortunately, they even refuse to give an oral reception to these messages, and what to speak of surrendering to the will of the Supreme Lord. Naradamas, or the lowest of mankind, willfully neglect the prime duty of the human being.
Srila Prabhupada, he was very heavy, and he's explaining means 99.9% population is Naradhama. We all are in category of Naradhama, but somehow by the mercy of the devotee, we are coming to the Arya's position, means those who know the value of the life is known as Arya. And Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti, he has given the commentary that condemned human who give up bhakti after practicing it. So initially they started practicing, that's why Nara Adhama. Initially they started, and then after that they got frustrated by the Maya, illusory energy of the Lord, and they become the lowest, then again went into the material pool, leaving the bhakti. And he has given that Mukundam ko vai na sevet vina nare taraha. Who would not serve Mukunda except a non-humans? So others are Naradhama, for sometimes they attain the status of a human by accepting the process of bhakti, but they then reject it by their own will, thinking that it is not useful as a practice for attaining their goal. They become the lowest being, Adhama, because of giving up bhakti after practicing it. That is the meaning here he's saying. And then there is a word from Srimad Bhagavatam. It is mentioned that although King Gaya had no personal desire for sense gratification, all his desires were fulfilled by virtue of his performance of Vedic rituals. All the kings with whom Maharaj Gaya had to fight were forced to fight on religious principles. They were very satisfied with his fighting, and they would present all kinds of gift to him. Similarly, all the Brahmanas in his kingdom were very satisfied with King Gaya's munificent charities. Consequently, the Brahmanas contributed a sixth of their pious activity to King Gaya's benefit in the next life. So, who would not serve Mukunda except a non-human being? So, in the reference, it has been mentioned Bhagavatam 5:15-11, and that I'm reading that they have given their pious activities to the king, and so that he can get benefit in the next life. So Kshatriyas has to be in such a way that to governance means to maintain properly, so that people can become the satisfied. And that's why initially society was interdependent society. Now it became the independent society. Even though there is so many things are there, hierarchy, but all of them are working for themselves. But by the example of Maharaj Gaya, it says that he tried to fulfill his duty, Varnashram duty, in other words. So if someone is following the Varnashram, staying to according to their Varna and Asrama, what kind of work he is doing and what kind of guna he has acquired, accordingly he will get benefit. That is the meaning of the Varnashram. And then their inquiry has to be their capacity. Next one, Mataji.
Sure. Oh, sorry, I lost it.
Okay. And also, you can find in meanwhile, Lord Rishabh, he is teaching to his sons in the first verse. You can look, Mataji, and he's saying that tapo divyam. So this life is meant for the austerity and penance to attain the divine position of the devotional service. So this life is not meant for the enjoyment. This human form of life that is very rare, and we have to achieve the goal of the human form of life to become the divyam, to attain the divyam stage, because Lord is Sachidanand and soul is also Sachidanand. We have to come to that stage. So he's saying, Lord Rishabh Dev is saying, he told to his son, my dear boys, of all the living entities who have accepted material bodies in this world, one who has been awarded this human form should not work hard day and night simply for sense gratification. Day night they can work for the satisfaction of Krishna, Narayan Parana, but not for the sense gratification, which is available even for dogs and hogs, cooker sukkar, and eat stool. One should engage in penance and austerity to attain the divine position of devotional service. By such activity, one's heart is purified, and when one attains this position, he attains eternal blissful life, which is transcendental to material happiness and which continue forever, everlasting. So Sukham Kartum Avyayam. Okay, Mataji, you can read the next one.
The next class of Dushkriti is called Mayaya Paharata Jnana, or those persons whose erudite knowledge has been nullified by the influence of illusory material energy. They are mostly very learned fellows, great philosophers, poets, literati, scientists, etc. But the illusory energy misguides them, and therefore they disobey the Supreme Lord. There are a great number of Mayaya Paratanyana at the present moment, even amongst the scholars of the Bhagavad-Gita. He's talking about Sarvapalli Radhakrishna, who wrote the translation of the Bhagavad-Gita.
Also.
In the Gita, in plain and simple language, it is stated that Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is none equal to or greater than him. He is mentioned as the father of Brahma, the original father of all human beings. In fact, Sri Krishna is said to be not only the father of Brahma, but also the father of all species of life. He is the root of the impersonal Brahman and Paramatma, the super soul, in every living entity in his plenary portion. He is the fountainhead of everything, and everyone is advised to surrender unto his lotus feet. Despite all these clear statements, the Mayaya Paratanyana deride the personality of Supreme Lord and consider him merely another human being. They do not know that the blessed form of human life is designed for the eternal and transcendental feature of the Supreme Lord. All the unauthorized interpretations of the Gita by the class of Mayaya Paratanyana outside the purview of the Parampara system, all the unauthorized interpretations of the Gita by the class of the Maya Paratanyana outside the purview of the Parampara system are so many stumbling blocks on the path of spiritual understanding. The deluded interpreters do not surrender unto the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, nor do they teach others to follow this principle.
So their knowledge is stolen by the illusory energy of the Lord. Did you finish, Mataji, this section?
No, I finished the section, yeah.
Okay. So an example, they are mostly learned person, philosopher, literally poet, but they are misguided and they disobey the Supreme Lord because their will is not favor to the Lord. And many mundane scholars, Sri Prabhupada has given example of the book commentator. So where is the Krishna? Krishna is not in the center. Whatever his mental concoction, speculation, everything is there. So that is not for the satisfaction of the anyone. It will bring the havoc to the society. So they will try to misguide to the people also, those who want to go to achieve towards the spiritual path. So they are the block stones to stop their spiritual life. But someone is really genuinely hankering for the absolute truth, Krishna will send some real Bhagavad Gita as it is in their life. That personally, it happens in my life also. I went at least 8-9 places looking for the absolute truth, but practicing couple of years, 6 months, 2 months, 3 year, 4 year, and then no, this is not for me, because there is no what is that called? Food for the soul. So if there is no food for the soul, it is related to the how to keep healthy and all those things, balanced way and all those things, but there is no service attitude to serve to the Supreme and also to become free from this material world, and how to come to the blissful stage of the life. All those things were lacking. So I was hankering and searching. Finally, I came to the United States, and then I found out here in Illinois, at Northern Illinois University, and coming to the ISKCON. So Krishna helps, but it has to, genuine hankering has to be there. And I served almost like 12 years to the Mother Durga. Very severe austerity I used to perform for 9 days, but I was asking only, please guide me and bring to the absolute truth path only, and help me. And she helped me to coming to this path. I don't know afterwards how much I am taking endeavor from my side, but at least I can say that I came to the right path. So their jnanam is used for the misguiding the people. That's what I wanted to say. So last one is Asurim Bhavam. So almost we are done. I had so many things to speak, but because of the huge long purpose, and also we have to be in the time, so we are trying to fit in through the time.
Yeah, this is a very long purport. So shall I continue, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji.
The last class of Dushkriti is called Asurim Bhavam Ashritaha, or those who of demonic principles. This class is openly atheistic. Some of them argue that the Supreme Lord can never descend upon the material world, but they are unable to give any tangible reasons as to why not. There are others who make him subordinate to the impersonal feature, although the opposite is declared in the Gita. Envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the atheist will present a number of illicit incarnations manufactured in the factory of his brain. Such persons, whose very principle of life is to decry the personality of Godhead, cannot surrender unto the lotus feet of Krishna. What is this? Asurim Bhavamashrit. Sri Yamunacharya Alabandaru of South India said, "Oh my Lord, you are unknowable to persons involved with atheistic principles. Despite your uncommon qualities, features, and activities, despite your personalities being confirmed by all the revealed scriptures in the quality of goodness, and despite your being acknowledged by the famous authorities renowned for their depth of knowledge in the transcendental science and situated in godly qualities. Therefore, grossly foolish persons, the lowest of mankind, the deluded speculators, and the professed atheists, as above mentioned, never surrender unto the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, in spite of all scriptural and authoritative advice.
Correct. So this is the Asurim Bhavam, Asdita, envious toward the God, are atheistic demons. Their argument is also their Supreme Lord can never descend in the material world, including big scholars, those they are reading the Vedas, they also denied the Lord Rama and the Lord Krishna. And that's what Lord Krishna he says, when I come in the form of Manustupa, then people, these kind of Naradhamas and Asuras, they will not accept me as a Supreme Personality of Godhead. And they make jokes. And Srila Prabhupada, he is giving that he is subordinate to impersonal feature. Because if there is a person, and then service attitude has to be there to the Supreme Persons. So that's why they will not accept Krishna as a Supreme, or the Sakara Rupa of the Lord. And also they are envious in such a way that you can look at the Hiranyakasipu, how much he was envious to the Lord Vishnu, that he tried to kill his own son. We were discussing about the mother is killing the baby, and here father is killing his son. And he's saying to his wife, wife is saying that how it is possible. So he's saying, my relationship is with you or your son. It means your relationship with your husband is the first, then you have to kill your child. So she's saying, oh, Prahlad, come here, Kayadu. I have made for you the sweet rice. Please take it. And then she is feeding the poison, because she was bound to feed that family. So enviousness, it goes. And that's why they do try, and those who are trying to serve to the Supreme Lord, coming to the Bhakti, they will make the joke and then make it nonsense and other stuff. Whatever is there, they will try to condemn all those things. That is the Asurim Bhavam. Asurim Bhavam, it is very difficult to come to the Bhakti stage. But there is a hope by the mercy of the devotee of the Lord. Okay, so last paragraph. Did you finish? I think last paragraph is there. You are there, Mataji?
Yeah, I already read. I was talking on mute.
Okay.
Therefore, the four people, grossly foolish persons, lowest of mankind, the deluded speculators, and the professed atheists, never surrender unto the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, in spite of all scriptural and authoritative advice.
So it is very difficult for them. There is almost no hope. There is only one hope, mercy of the devotee of the Lord. Those who is carrying the Bhakti Shakti, they can change their life. Otherwise, there is no. If we will try to go with them, our Bhakti will also will shaken by them.
Yes.
So better to not to approach to them.
Yes. Sometimes we have no choice if they are relatives.
Yeah.
But we can tell the moment we associate too much with them,
Yeah.
their even their slight influence is not good for us.
So, any question or a comment?
Yeah, anyone on the call?
I can see there are several people. Because we are just...
This is a very long purport. There has
Yeah.
to be some question at least.
Or comment.
Or a comment, yeah.
1, 2, 3. Okay, so either it wasn't clear or it was fully clear. Both will.
I think it was fully clear. Srila Prabhupada's purport was fully clear.
Exactly.
So, but I have just one quick comment. You mentioned Mahatma Gandhi, but Dr. Radhakrishnan also did a translation of the Bhagavad Gita. And Srila Prabhupada specifically mentioned that his Bhagavad Gita was completely did not have Krishna at all in it. He said that anyone can become Krishna. You know, I mean, he's translating the Bhagavad Gita and he's saying like anyone can become Krishna.
Because the reason is Aham Brahmasmi, following the Shankaracharya's philosophy.
Right, but even that he did not do it. Srila Prabhupada also mentions if somebody is not studying in the parampara system, is not getting the right,
Exactly.
version of the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah.
No matter how much scholarly person is there, what kind of professor, scientist, but it requires spiritual scientific guidance.
Right. Srila Prabhupada actually visited him, and when he visited him, he recognized that Krishna had taken away his mind altogether. He had some kind of a stroke or something like that, and at the end of his life, his mind was completely taken away. He could not even talk to Srila Prabhupada with the intelligent sentence. So, and he was considered a big so-called scholar.
Yes.
Srila Prabhupada was pointing out these so-called scholars are not scholars at all. He falls into one of these categories. Where Srila Prabhupada mentions there are scholars, scientists, all so-called intelligent men, but they're using their intelligence in the wrong way.
Exactly. But somehow we should be really thankful to the society, thankful to the Srila Prabhupada, thankful to our parampara system, Guru parampara system, that somehow others, their causeless mercy, we are here and trying to receive something. And we should be eager and open to receive that mercy. With the full
I was just thinking I think that Naradamas, I was considering myself in that position. It says that if you do not make use of this human form of life, then we are also in that category.
Exactly. Naradhama.
Yeah.
We have to come to that stage to have the Krishna in our center and with the full love. Anyabhita sunyam jnana karmadi anabhi anukulyena Krishna
Shilanam Bhakti Uttamam. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji.
In spite of your being so busy all these days.